Hi, my name is Patrick, and I want to share with you another very powerful message, an idea that literally can transform your experience of life today and for the rest of your life. And that is, first of all, the whole premise that what you think you're experiencing right now is not actually what's happening. It's important for us to understand, first of all, that everything that we think we see in our experience as real is coming through the lens through which we see it. Obviously, everything that we experience is determined by the way we see it. Now, that's far more profound than when we first look at it. We think that we're looking at physical objects, and we may believe there's more to be seen, you know, whether it's a different spectrum of light or better vision, or you know, whatever it may be on the physical plane. But there's more to it than that. We believe when we look out at the world and we see a table and a chair that it's pretty cut and dried. That's a table and a chair. But now we see things through the lens of our personal identity. We see a table that we bought at the store X number of years ago, and we see a chair that we sit on, or we see a picture on the wall of our, you know, our parents or grandparents who have passed away, or whatever it may be. But if we didn't have a past, everything that we think that we see as concrete and real would look completely different. There's a series of books that went around a number of years ago where you would see what appeared to be just hundreds or thousands of dots on a page. But what, if any of you have seen these, remember is that each of those pages contained another image, a subliminal image that was buried behind these dots. Now, I personally was never good at seeing those images because you had to kind of stare at them and lose the first impression and kind of blur your eyes out to see what was beyond those. Now, we all have different abilities and I guess sensitivities in life that give us, you know, a different slant on how we see things. Now, for me, my particular challenges are going to be different than yours, but we all have a certain way of looking at reality. And it's that particular way of looking at reality that determines what we see. So, unless you're willing and have had the chance to see that what we believe to be real in our lives is only because we're looking at through the lens of our identity, unless we're able to get that concept first, this next concept may not be that helpful. So if you don't have that concept yet, then spend some time realizing and taking a look at the fact that everything that you experience in your life is the way you think it is, just based on your own personal past, your perception, your concepts and ideas about who you are and what's real and what isn't. So if you've had a chance to experience that, then what can be a powerful opening to another way or a deeper way of seeing reality is the idea that from this perspective, from this identity of who I think I am right now, I don't know. And if you realize, there's a Zen saying, the I don't know mind. There's a very powerful story of a very intellectual Englishman who he believed he had studied you know, Zen philosophy for a number of years, and he believed he knew a lot and was an expert on this because he had studied for many, many years this very powerful philosophy of Zen, and heard about a Zen master, and journeyed across the country to spend some time and question and interview this Zen master. And when he finally reached this Zen master, after traveling for miles and getting to this monastery high in the Himalayas or whatever, he finally was allowed to to come into the chambers where the Zen master was sitting, and the Zen master put out some teacups and started to pour tea. And the intellectual Englishman is holding his teacup, and the Zen master is pouring the tea, and it starts to flow over the edge. And the Englishman says, my cup is full. Can't you see my cup was full? Stop pouring. And that was the message. The Zen master said, well, how can you learn anything when your cup is full? How can I give you anything if you already believe you know? And that was it was very clear to the Zen master that here this very intellectual English teacher or Englishman who believed he knew what Zen was all about, he already believed he knew. So was he open to understanding the truth that this teacher could give him? Not likely. And that's something that if you could get one simple truth out of this message, it would be that from your perspective right now, it's so addicting to believe that we think we know. We think we know what reality is. We think we know what our options and the possibilities for our life are, but we don't. We can only possibly see from the limited lens from which we think our life is based. Our past, our future, what we think we can and can't do, it's all lacking limitation. We've all been programmed and hypnotized by our past and our false identity. So if you can at least get the idea that this is possible, maybe it is possible that I don't know. And once we say to ourselves, I don't know, what happens is now we're open. We're open to the possibilities. I have been humbled so many times in life, and I am at this moment very humbled by the fact that I don't know. So what happens when we say, I don't know, then we open ourselves to higher thought, to a deeper wisdom. This particular tape and all of the messages that I'm sharing, I haven't planned what I'm going to say. I'm opening myself up. I don't know what I'm going to say. So what happens is the deeper part of us then is allowed to come forth. Now, how effective this communication is, sad and happily to say, is either my willingness or my openness to let go of what I think I know and to allow some form of higher message or truth to come forth. And the messages that have come forth from me have been very helpful and profound for me. And if nothing else, I have grown and learned so much just from letting go and allowing, something deeper to come up and to be shared. Now, if I would invite you to do something in your life right now that could radically, immensely change your experience of life and allow you to have a deeper meaning in life, practice saying, I don't know. Practice allowing the wisdom and the insight that I believe is inside all of us, our intuition, our inner guidance. Every tradition has a way of pointing towards this. So you may call it many different names. From one tradition, it might be called the Holy Spirit. From another tradition, something else. But the truth is that within each of us is our infinite wisdom and connection with all of life. Who we are as beings of light, of points of awareness, of consciousness, has never changed. But what's happened is our identity and our belief of who we are has covered it over. And just like the analogy with the waves on the ocean, when we live from the perspective of the waves, we see such a small aspect of reality. But when we let go of our identification with the wave and allow ourselves to sink deeper, we find that we're one with the ocean. And when we're one with the ocean, we have infinite possibilities for reference points. We can connect with the wisdom that has existed from the beginning of time. So if we first just say that as the wave, I don't know. If I open myself up to the possibilities of being part of the ocean, then we're open to all kinds of possibilities. What has made great beings incredible since the beginning of time in any endeavor is their ability and willingness to let go of the limited and to open up to the infinite, the formlessness beyond the form. Try that. Try saying to yourself, I don't know. And open yourself up to the possibility that something deep within you does know. And you'll be amazed at what will come forth. My intention is that you experience more love and light and peace in your life, and if this was helpful, use it. Take this as a wake-up call that this is the beginning of the rest of your life. Thank you for listening, and I applaud your courage and your willingness. Have a great day. Bye.